Welcome to Third Coast Sports TV. It's your host Wink, where we talk sports, love sports, enjoy sports. Today we're gonna be talking about the Tennessee Titans versus the Houston Texans. Appreciate everybody coming through on the live stream. You guys make sure that y'all hit that like button. Also, if you guys want to donate to the channel, you should be able to. The super chat should now be active, as well as you guys can also go to the description, and you guys can also see the my Patreon and my Cash App.
Available October 29th.
All right, we're about to go ahead and get on into it. I don't know what the hell is all this extra noise in the background, but what is this? Hold on, let me pause this stream because I'm getting a bone. Let me pause this stream because I'm getting a bone. Let me pause this stream because I'm getting a bone. Let me pause this stream because I'm getting a bone. Let me pause this stream because I'm getting a bone. Let me pause this stream because I'm getting a bone. Let me pause this stream because I'm getting a bone. Let me pause this stream because I'm getting a bone. Let me pause this stream because I'm getting a bone. Let me pause this stream because I'm getting a bone. Let me pause this stream because I'm getting a bone. Let me pause this stream because I'm getting a bone. Let me pause this stream because I'm getting a bone. Let me pause this stream because I'm getting a bone. Let me pause this stream because I'm getting a bone. Let me pause this stream because I'm getting a bone. Let me pause this stream because I'm getting a bone. Let me pause this stream because I'm getting a bone. Let me pause this stream because I'm getting a bone. Let me pause this stream because I'm getting a bone. Let me pause this stream because I'm getting a bone. Let me pause this stream because I'm getting a bone. Let me pause this stream because I'm getting a bone. Let me pause this stream because I'm getting a bone. Let me pause this stream because I'm getting a bone. Let me pause this stream because I'm getting a bone. Let me pause this stream because I'm getting a bone. Let me pause this stream because I'm getting a bone. Let me pause this stream because I'm getting a bone. Let me pause this stream because I'm getting a bone. Let me pause this stream because I'm getting a bone. Let me pause this Okay, now we should be good. All right, y'all go ahead and y'all let me know. Okay, yeah, we're good now. We don't have all that extra background noise in the back. But let's go ahead and get out to the shout outs, man. Welcome to the stream, everybody. Nathan Dodson, Ryan Blair, Lorenzo, Taryn, what's good, homie? Jamal Richardson, Tay Hill, Darren, what's good, big dog? Miles and a Yak, Herb Gotti, what's good? DJ Roy, Smokey, 254 McKenzie, what's good? T Real, Jared Key, my dog, D Pritch, Debo, what's good, big dog? Nathan Dotson, what up? Art of Dialogue, what's good? Daniel Martinez, what it do? What it do? Oh no, man, you good, bro? It's all love, man. You already know what it is, bro. So we finna go ahead and we finna get into it. And we're gonna have a brief discussion about the Myth Mountain Maniacs and what we're gonna be able to endure this week. Hold on, this shit looks a little. Okay, that looks a little better right there. Yeah. Go ahead and adjust that. Never mind all the shit I got right here. My kids, they built the fort and all that little shit, and I ain't feel like tearing it down. So y'all won't have to worry about it. You know what I'm saying? So it's not Sam Wheat behind me, bro. You know, you don't have to worry about nobody throwing over something, pushing me out a window. You know what I'm saying? Because I didn't take the money. You know what I'm saying? But you know, I'm just trying to make my own. But, you know, what work for them, you need to do more often. Running JJ up the middle, he is much more disruptive that way. I would agree, but we're going to get into the game plan and all that little stuff right there. I just want to give you guys, you know, just an update and just let you know that I will be doing more videos. This right here is the first of many to come. I will be doing a post-game show even after the sauce. To give you my own thoughts, you know, aside from what I'll be doing with Huncho once we go live on Sunday. So be on the lookout. But let's go ahead and get into it. Texans versus the Titans. This is going to be the second game that Romeo Crennel is going to have as the head coach. Young Poppy, what's good? You know, did the Astros win? Somebody put that in there too. You know what I'm saying? Because I just seen a couple of people on Twitter went ahead and put up some more highlights. So y'all make sure y'all go ahead and drop that in the chat if the Astros are showing up and showing out. Wise, what's good? We gonna get back on Madden too, bro. Because I got some more ass whoopings to dish out. DeMarcus, what's good? It's 4-1 Astros, 3-1 Astros. Okay, all right, cool. All right, well, let's go ahead and get into this game because I'm gonna try to keep this stream short and sweet. The Myth Mountain Maniacs. What can we expect for them to bring in this football game? For one, they're gonna more than likely end up having home field because they have the home field advantage. I'm not sure if crowd noise or anything like that because they don't have much of a home field advantage. So that's one thing that I don't see that's going to be able to help out the Tennessee Titans in this football game. One thing that I am going to see that will definitely help them out is their physicality and toughness. Now, this is a team that we face. It seems like every time around this time when the division is up for grabs or it's a situation where the division is somewhat on the line and it's time for us to play us, these guys never show up. I'm expecting that trend to go ahead and continue with or without Bill O'Brien because I don't really believe that the stain of what he left behind is going to make sure that these guys play up to their capabilities because they're going to have more than enough to prove. And I think the coaching staff is going to have these guys ready. And the fact that they're going to end up having a much shorter week to prepare for us, I believe having that little extra time, um, and the fact that we'll have a little bit more fresher bodies on the field is going to benefit us greatly going into this football game. But what I see as far as the matchups, I see Derrick Henry, being the focal point of everything that they have going on in this football game. States Development Football League, what's good? Oh, G Jones, what's good? Man, Garrick Jones, if y'all haven't signed the petition, make sure y'all go sign the petition for Garrick Jones. We need to get this man for GM. If y'all have any questions, if y'all need links, if y'all need to see what the man is about, you can DM me on your social media platforms, and I can be able to send you the information for anybody out here who not believing in this man and that he can't get it done. And we are well aware to show you his credentials so that you can know that this shit is not a game. He about that action, and y'all make sure that y'all give him y'all support. If you signed it, y'all the real MVPs. But on the other news, back to this football game. Derrick Henry is going to be the focal point. I think the fact that they're going to want to be able to take Deshaun Watson out of the game, and that the fact that they definitely want to control the time of possession, I see no reason why he's not going to do everything he can against, everything he can against this porous run defense. I think the defense is going to more than likely take maybe a step. I don't think they'll be able to take two in this football game. And the reason why I say that is that we still have so many problems on the back end. Run support is still an issue, but even though we went against the Jacksonville Jaguars, he's not to the level of Derrick Henry. So I think that, some of the run fits and some of the running lanes will end up being open for Derrick Henry. Now, I don't see him going for a situation where he's going for like 150 yards or something like that. But if Derrick Henry was to get 100 yards in this football game, I would not be surprised at all. I think because you have some guys who, even though the tackling stepped up, and I know Romeo Cornell harped on making sure that the fundamentals were down, it's one of those things where you've seen these guys flying all over the place. And I do understand it was the Jacksonville Jaguars who they just recently played and they only won by 3 points. I don't think we can judge those games accordingly because I think we had different game plans than when we played these football teams. So what I'm expecting from the Houston Texans is going to be a totally different story because we have more offensive output than the Jacksonville Jaguars have right now. And hands down, we have the best quarterback in the division. So when you take in consideration of what the Tennessee Titans are going to end up bringing to the table, Jonnu Smith is going to continue to be a problem for the Houston Texans. The last few games that he has played against us, he has been a problem. So I think that's going to be a guy offensively that we're going to have to worry about taking out of the game first and foremost. Once you realize they can start stopping the run. If these guys can't start stopping the run, then I expect Ryan Tannehill to run rampant and be able to run play action because they're going to be able to do so many things offensively. And the fact that they don't commit as many penalties. But it's one thing about, what's his name, Taylor Lewan. He always uncharacteristically, he doesn't always have the best games against the Houston Texans, regardless of talent. It's just one of these teams that he has not always played well against. More often than not, the Tennessee Titans over the last few years have really won games, even though we split, for the past few years. The Tennessee Titans, when they do beat us, it's always generally when the last game we've already sold up the division and Bill O'Brien just didn't want to risk it and make sure that all of the guys he had were healthy to come playoff time. I think the fact that we are playing this team so early on in the season and the fact that they are undefeated makes this game even more prevalent. I think this game, depending on if the Houston Texans are able to win it or not, is going to prove that the guy that we just got rid of has been the problem, would always have been a problem. And it's a certain way that you are able to coach this football team. And if this team is able to play loose, then guys are gonna have to look out. I understand that we could potentially be 1-5, or we could very well be 2-4. But let's go ahead and get into the game plan of what the Tennessee Titans can do to take over the Houston Texans. First and foremost, they need to run the ball. And I believe if they run the ball straight up the gut, which should be very effective and should be able to be carried out by this line, because the Tennessee Titans have given up the least amount of penalties. They don't commit a lot of penalties because they coach very well. They're very physical. Derrick Henry, we just saw what this man was doing, and I believe he'll do that to Vernon Hargraves in a heartbeat. Bradley Roby, any of these guys that we have in the secondary, Justin Reed, if they take the wrong angle and if they try to tackle Derrick Henry too high, look out. You're gonna get stiff armed into another stratosphere, and you're gonna be looking at the back of this man's jersey in the wrong way, and it's gonna be a meme made about you instantaneously. And I see that we got 23 people in here, but when we only got 16 likes, y'all make sure that y'all get those likes up, man. I really appreciate it. If y'all fuck with me, if y'all like the channel, if y'all like the content, y'all want me to get me back out here, it's going to take some motivation from y'all, because at the end of the day, we've already gotten rid of one of the problems. I don't want to be harp on what that man used to be and what he was bringing to this football team. We're trying to keep everything positive going forward. And I believe if the Tennessee Titans run the ball effectively against the Houston Texans and they aren't able to keep and shoot the gas properly and just do their jobs and protect the edges, then it's gonna be a long day for the Houston Texans defense. AJ Brown could still very well be a problem, but the receivers of the I don't know. It's something about these receivers and Derrick Henry. They haven't really played that well throughout the season. I mean, they've been pretty good, but it's been mostly physicality and just good coaching of why they've really been getting by. I think besides that, they haven't really just been outplaying anybody, with the exception of the game that they just had against the Bills. Besides that, that's the only team that they've really dominated. Who's a great team. Josh Allen is playing very well, you know what I'm saying? And I think because they have been on a short week, I don't think that they'll end up having the same steam had we played them at least a week or two from now. Um, as far as AJ Brown, I think he's still going to be a problem. I think if they get him involved in the intermediate and the deep game, and if they take the wrong pursuit angle, and if they're not communicating right in the secondary for the Houston Texans, then this can be a long day for who's ever covering for AJ Brown. I feel like he's the only guy in this game who needs to be doubled. Outside of him and Jonnu Smith as receiving options, I'm not worried about anybody else on this football team. Nobody else scares me. Corey Davis is not good. He's proven that. He's a bust at this point. To be picked fifth overall and to have the comparisons of TL, he hasn't shown any of that. He's shown flashes here and there, but he's nobody to the Houston Texans. He hasn't really done anything, and I'm not really worried about his presence whatsoever. Ryan Tannehill is a sneaky guy, has sneaky athleticism, but overall, he has not played very well against the Houston Texans in a Tennessee Titans uniform or in a Miami Dolphins uniform. This is just one of those things where Tennessee always starts off extremely hot. The reverse opposite of the Houston Texans. We don't really start off in the season, really hot. At least not since Deshaun Watson has been the quarterback. This is around the time, and if he ends up winning this game, it's going to further prove the notion that he is Mr. October. The fact that he's the best quarterback since he's been in the league in October is going to be able to show and prove something that the Tennessee Titans are going to have to look out for down the line. If we win this game and if we rob them of a game in Tennessee, then I see no reason why this team is not going to want to keep their foot on the gas, because they have nothing else to hold them back. At this point, they're the Ferrari and they got to punch it. Who's willing to get to the finish line? Are they going to allow the Tennessee Titans to beat them? Or are they going to come back after a disastrous start and show the whole league, including all Texans fans who had any doubts along, including myself, what they can be if they decide to get the train moving in the right direction? Let me go ahead and get to some of you guys' comments. We got Clowny to show off for. Timmy got his brother. He want to show who his big brother is. Okay. J-Joe can't hold Cooks or Fuller. No, I know. I'm gonna end up getting to the offensive side of the ball, and we're gonna get to the defensive side of the Titans. But I'm gonna look at some of you guys' comments. What do you think about picking up AD when he's out of suspension? Man, I'm for that. I'm for that. I feel like especially now because O'Brien is completely out of the picture. You really can't have too many dogs in this race. I really feel like you need to bring as many guys in, and if we had any capital, to pay him, and if we end up having an injury sooner than later, because we don't know what's going to end up happening with Will Fuller. Cobb could potentially go down. Fuller, all of these guys that we have could go down. We already had a situation where Jordan Akins has missed the game, and we're gonna need all hands on deck at this point. Where it's no, I mean, even though our pass protection got a little better, and the fact that David Johnson ended up having a better game this past game, the Tennessee Titans defense is gonna be a different monster, which is what I'm about to get to right now. This part of the show, I feel like they will be able to be physical to a point, but it's really that front seven who I'm more worried about. I'm not really worried about their secondary. Their secondary has shown that they can't guard any of the Houston Texans receivers. Last year we get Kenny Stills. He's beating these dudes for corner routes, and this is the exact same group of guys with the exception of J-Joe. So I have no reason to believe that things are going to change just because it's another calendar year and they have Jadeveon Clowney on their football team. While I believe he's going to be able to wreak some havoc up front, I'm not scared of Harold Landry. I'm not scared of Simmons. I'm not scared of Rashaan Evans. I'm not scared of any of these guys. I'm not scared of Kevin Byard. Kevin Byard is probably the best player that they have on their defense, and I'm definitely not worried about Malcolm Butler. That game that he had against the Bills, that's a fluke. It's not going to happen again. It's just not going to happen again. Those were tip passes, with the exception of the second interception that he went and got himself. So that was just good awareness by him on the first catch, and it was really the receiver's fault for putting Josh Allen in that situation from the get-go. He probably could have threw a better pass, but the ball was in that man's hands, and he should have reeled it in. I don't think that that's going to be a situation for the Houston Texans going into Tennessee, because quite frankly, Will Fuller has shined in Tennessee. Kenny Stills has shined in Tennessee. Now you have Cobb and Cooks. You add that into the situation. This is way too much speed. I understand the Buffalo Bills had a solid offense, but they're not the Houston Texans by a long stretch. Josh Allen is not Deshaun Watson, and outside of John Brown and Stephon Diggs, who do you really have to worry about on the Bills offense? Sure, Josh Allen has good legs. They got a decent run game, but it's their defense that really takes the Bills to a whole nother level. And y'all make sure y'all get these lights up if y'all haven't liked the like button. Cole Beasley isn't that much of a problem, but if they are able to get him involved in the game plan, he can be dangerous if you don't game plan for him. Patrick Storm, what's good? Go 23, what's good? Shout out to everybody that joined the stream recently. Diesel, DeMarcus, Footballer. Who else we got in here? D'Angelo Thompson, Mike Concho. Who else we got? That's all I see right now. Jason S, what's good? Yeah, so let me get on back to my points. Yeah, we all hate the Titans on this side of the track, man. We all hate them. I understand it's going to end up be a lot of shit talking. Hopefully we can get Shaolin Fantastic on. That's our guy from the Titans. We respect a couple of Titans fans on the sauce, but make no assurance that when game day happen, we ain't got time for all that friendly shit. You know what I'm saying? So we're going to be hella crunk. Make sure that you guys are in the Discord, because y'all already know what it is. BBC, what's good? I think Steels is gonna serious to go out on. Oh yeah, absolutely. And that's what I'm saying. When you really think of the rotation of receivers and the looks that they're gonna be able to get, if they end up spreading them out the same way that they did, and if Romeo takes that exact same approach that he took against the Jaguars offensively, and if they are able to work on the timing, I think that's going to be a huge detriment, because they cannot handle all of that. For one, the corners of the Titans are not that good. They're just being coached well, and a lot of the things that they are being able to do or being hidden because they can communicate on a different level, which I'm willing to say is much better than the Houston Texans, and they play with a level of physicality that we don't play with. I understand now they have Jonathan Joseph, but Jonathan Joseph is not going to be effective the way that Kareem Jackson was effective in the the Denver Broncos game last year. I do not see him being able to take care or handle any of these guys because that's a level of speed that he just can't quite deal with right now at this juncture of his career. While he's a savvy veteran and while he is able to play very well with the Tennessee Titans, him, Adoree Jackson, come on, man. We've watched this story time and time and time and time again. Will Fuller, they can't handle. They have Fuller problems. They're going to have Cook problems. They're going to have Cobb problems if they get him heavily involved. Duke Johnson, if they decide to get him involved in the passing game, that's going to be a problem. You're going to have a situation where now we're going to have Darren Fells and Jordan Akins is going to be back in the game. That's going to be right. And now you have a highly motivated Deshaun Watson and J.J. Watt on defense. Now, while I've given JJ some slack, one team that he has always performed well against is the Tennessee Titans. I'm not, look, man. If it was for the Tennessee Titans alone, his career, just look at his numbers against the damn Tennessee Titans. Now, I'm not saying it's going to be like a defensive onslaught for the Houston Texans against the offense of the Tennessee Titans by no means. I'm not going to sit here and act like they can't take care of their business against our defense. I understand strong safety is an issue, but Lonnie did play very well in the strong safety role last week. Hopefully that continues because he was a dog out on the field. Come on, Zach Cunningham, we don't even need to talk about it. Down South Sports, what's good? Down South Sports, I mean, Justin Reed, he has underwhelmed. I've been kind of, disappointed with the way that he's played. Hopefully he can end up picking it up. Maybe this was just a month that he had to knock off and, yeah, he's got 17 career sacks on the Titans. And I don't see any reason why that won't continue. Whitney Merciless has always played very well against the Tennessee Titans as well. And the fact that now they're finding some kind of way to get Jacob Martin on the field, that's going to be a lot for Ryan Tannehill. He's going to have to think. He's going to end up having to make the right decisions. And this is a situation where I think we can actually pick the turnovers up. If we get one turnover, I really believe that's all we'll need against the Tennessee Titans. I don't believe it's going to take a whole lot of turnovers as long as we get key stops and as long as we are able to take Derrick Henry out of the game and be very efficient on third down, which they were last week against the Jacksonville Jaguars. If they are able to do some of the exact same things that they did last week, then I see no reason why this will not be a much easier game for the Houston Texans. I see no reason why Deshaun Watson will not continue his streak because he's already 3-1 against the Tennessee Titans. Outside of the fluke game that we had week 2 in 2018, which they barely won. And I really think if he just makes a better decision and doesn't, hold on to the ball too long and they're able to go out of bounds, I see a situation where we at least in field position to kick a field goal, go to overtime, and who knows what could happen then. I don't know exactly what's up with Jonathan Grenard. Hopefully he plays. Ross Blacklock, I believe he'll end up being in this game. Like I'm saying, you're going to need all hands on deck. Terrell Adams, I believe, is going to be next to Zach Cunningham. So I think that'll end up being a factor because you're going to have more speed at the linebacker spot. And I believe that these guys are going to be able to come down effectively and shoot the gaps properly and run defense. And the fact that they'll be able to run sideline to sideline and be able to key in and make group tackles against Derrick Henry will be a major facet of this football game. I see them doing everything they can to sell out against Derrick Henry. And once you do that and you have to leave this ball game into the hands of Ryan Tannehill, I believe he's going to show everybody what we already know, and that's the fact that he's just an above-average quarterback who can't get it done without a run game. I see no reason why he's going to be able to just go for 300-plus yards, throw for like 2+ touchdowns against the Houston Texans. While he could very well throw 3, just depending on the situation, I don't really see guys getting schemed open for the Tennessee Titans. I understand we have a trash secondary, and I'm willing to cut the Titans some slack of some things they could say. But when it boils down to it, when the game is on the line, I just don't see the Tennessee Titans doing anything more than what they've done the last 4 years against the Houston Texans when it counts. King Focal, what's good? Go 23. AB, what's good, big dog? I see we just went up 5-1. Who just did we hit a home run or did we hit a home run or did we just get a run? And what if the Astros come back, bro, after being down and win these 4 straight games? Wouldn't that be some shit? That's gonna be crazy. Titans gonna smash this year, but it always changes. No, actually, it doesn't. It really doesn't. When it comes down to always who's the king of the division, and anytime the division is really gets involved, and say like if we have the same division record, the Tennessee Titans do this regardless. They've done it under Mike Vrabel, they've done it under Munchak, they've done it under Malarkey, they've done it under all of these guys, bro. Dominic Hampton, what's good, bro? Man, what up? What up? Y'all make sure y'all hit that like button as y'all come in. I'm not when it comes to who has to be better, and it is and when it all boils down to it, who do you believe in more at quarterback? Do you believe in Ryan Tannehill more, or do you believe in Deshaun Watson? Even Tennessee Titans fans are gonna say they're gonna believe in Deshaun Watson way more than they believe in Ryan Tannehill. I'm not saying that the defenses of both teams won't be able to put these guys in some tough situations, because I'm willing to give the Tennessee Titans some credit that they are very physical. But the most ways over the past few years that they've been able to beat us is always due to trickery or we sitting starters. If you have no trickery, or we not sitting starters, how do you win? Because I mean, when our quarterback is putting up 57-14 and 34-16 and last year we was what 27-24 or 24-21. I understand the game that we played in Tennessee was a tight game, and it was a good defensive battle. But when you really add up the numbers, Deshaun Watson is easily averaging 32 points a game against the Tennessee Titans, and he's 3-1. So outside of a fluky game due to how the Texans started in 2018, because that was a weird year. Outside of that, I mean, there's been no situations with Deshaun Watson and the starters on the field where the Tennessee Titans have been in a serious situation to dominate or win handily against the Houston Texans. It's just not something that they do. The Houston Texans have been a major problem for the Tennessee Titans over the past few years, and it's not been the other way around. If you're really looking at these games, and then you have guys like Sports Fan Entertainment acting like when they do win these games, when we've already sold up the position, and for them to get into the playoffs, this dude actually loves to act like the guys that we do end up playing on the field play the whole game. They play maybe a series or two. And they have to do it because they don't have enough bodies for everybody to play, and they have to get a proper rotation in so that guys who are going to make the playoffs don't get hurt. I understand they went to the playoffs last year, and I understand the teams that they went on the road and beat. I respect that. I respect that about the Tennessee Titans. But this is a new year, but they're going to end up being the same old Titans over and over. Until they show that, until they gain some consistency year after year and prove the fact that they can hold on the leads, they won't start off hot, because they've started out hot the last 3 years. They've done this. They've done this. Yeah, I already mentioned that, Jared. I already mentioned that. And guess what? You beat A.J. McCarron. You didn't beat Will Fuller. Will Fuller wasn't on the field. DeAndre Hopkins damn sure wasn't on the field. Like, our starters on defense didn't really play. They didn't play the whole game. Yeah, a few of them played in a few spots, but stop acting like y'all beat the same team that beat you in your house in week 15. And that's what kills me about Tennessee Titans fans. They act like this, they didn't see this shit. I understand it's a different year. I understand y'all on a roll right now, but y'all always start out like this. You started out like this the year before. You may not have been undefeated, but y'all always start off like 3-1. 3-1, 2-2. Y'all always get looked at. It's every single time. The Titans and the Texans are very much this way. But the difference between y'all, when nobody's mentioning the Texans, that's when the Texans are playing their best football. It's when they start saying and people start believing in the Texans, and the Texans are all over NFL Network and ESPN, and people are saying they're going to do this and they're going to do that. That's when the Texans end up faltering because they start believing the hype. But that's also under Bill O'Brien, who is no longer here. We ain't got nothing to lose. Fans are already looking at this season as a wash because of how we started 0-4 with Bill O'Brien and the fact that we don't have no draft picks. We already know we have to lay it on the line and we just got to play our asses off. But one constant that has always been that's been a thing over the last few years. Now we're the most unpredictable football team, and every single time people say that the Titans is doing, like, people are literally making videos all over the place talking about, yeah, bro, the Titans finna get upset because they know y'all can't sustain, bro. Going 5-0, y'all not built like that. The Tennessee Titans can go on a 4-game skid. The Titans get like 4-game winning streaks every single year. Whether it's at the end of the season, the middle of the season, or when it's a change in the quarterback. You guys have done this and y'all have always been able to do this. But never, but mark my motherfucking words. Y'all are going to find a way to lose this game Sunday. Every time. Because ain't nobody believing in the Texans right now. Every single time y'all get believed in by the public, y'all lose. Anytime it's a situation where y'all have a leg up on the Houston Texans and y'all look like y'all can be more prolific than the Houston Texans, you falter every single time. That's just the history. I understand it's a different year, but what have you done to change that? That's what I would ask any Tennessee Titans fan who happens to be in this chat, if we have any at all. What have you do to change exactly what I'm talking about? You haven't. You have not done it. We were what, 8-8? We were both at 8-8 when we had to come to Tennessee last year, right? What happened when the division was on the line? What happened when it mattered, when the starters were playing, and when we came to Tennessee, what happened? Tannehill had one of the worst games of the season. What? Wasn't Justin Reed was stopping the shit out of dudes on the goal line, causing fumbles, and Whitney Merciless was running back 80-yard fumble returns. Correct me if I'm wrong, Kenny Stills lit y'all the fuck up last year on corner routes. You have the exact same secondary you had last year. The exact same secondary. Why is it going to change? You do not play well against the Houston Texans wide receivers. You never have. You never will. We will always have a receiver or two that will give the Tennessee Titans problems. Oh, remember the season before? Now, you notice the trend? Last year, we brought in Kenny Stills. He had 2 touchdowns against you, right? The year before that, we added Demaryius Thomas in the middle of the season when the deadline happened in week 8. We play you bitches on Monday Night Football. Who got 2 touchdowns against you, correct me if I'm wrong? Demaryius Thomas, right? So we just added 2 more receivers this year, Brandon Cooks and Randall Cobb. What's going to happen in this game? What linebacker is going to be able to keep up, or safety is going to be able to keep up with Cobb or Cooks in slot situation if we decide to spread the ball out and we go 5 wide? What's going to happen? We ain't even talking about Fuller because we already know Fuller and Stills, as it stands right now, are already proven commodities against the Tennessee Titans. Derrick Henry, when it matters, has never played well against the Houston Texans defense unless Tom Savage was the quarterback and Deshaun Watson went down in 2017, or we don't have the starters, or in 2017, last year, now he wants to get 150 yard plus against the Houston Texans when it doesn't even matter. How do you do that, Sway? He only performs against the Houston Texans when our starters ain't in the lineup. Oh, but when it counted in week 15, we hold that bitch up under 80 yards. With no touchdowns. We have the statistics to prove everything I just said, and I don't have a computer in front of me because it's all common knowledge. When you watch the games, you know when it comes down to it and the Houston Texans get to prepare against Derrick Henry with their starters on the football field, he is a no-show. That's exactly what he does. He chokes every time. We got to play you in week 6. We will handle our business on Sunday. It's a lot of smart people out here willing to look at what this team just did, the way that they're playing now, versus how they were playing the first 4 games because they knew they had a loser at head coach that was willing to trade the team away for pennies. Now they don't have that monkey on their back. Now they actually got somebody who believes in going for it on 4th and 11 when they only up 7 points in the football game. We got a different coach right now who is willing to let this team play and let the Ferrari put the pedal to the metal. Expect to see Dominic Toretto win this race once again. Y'all are Paul Walker right now. The only way you win the race is if I take my foot off the gas and let you win. You can never beat us straight up when it matters. The only reason you won it because you're about to have a kid. Welcome to the family. You seen Fast Five. You ain't do nothing. He let you win. Without us, there was no you in the playoffs if we decided to take you seriously in week 17. There is no playoffs for the Titans. Thank you. You're welcome. Like Kobe said, you're welcome. Yeah, I get it, bro. I get it. It's a horrible start. It's a horrible start. Y'all ain't built the way we're built. I understand we didn't beat. Bro, y'all schedule finna get way hard. Y'all ain't played nobody. So let's just, y'all ain't, besides the Bills, y'all ain't played nobody worth beating. Matter of fact, somebody find the Titans schedule right now and type in everybody they played thus far through 5 weeks of football. Besides the Bills, name me one team right now with a winning record that the Tennessee Titans have played thus far. No. Everybody from week 1 to the game they just played before the Bills, type in every single team from week 1 to week 5. I need somebody to find it on the internet and type it in the chat because I want to go through these teams one by one and prove to these fans that these games are trash that they've played. They have played nobody. They only won by 3 points against Gardner Minshew. Who have they played? Nobody? No one. They've played no one. Somebody do me a solid. Can somebody type in the games? Can somebody type in the teams that they played in for these past 5 weeks? I need help here. Broncos, Vikings, Jags. Broncos, Vikings, Jags. Bills. And the Bills? So what? They only played 4 teams right now? So they pretty much had a bye week because of the COVID shit, right? Okay. Oh, yeah, and Josh Allen's a choke artist. Come on, bro. We know this, bro. We know this. He is good. He is playing his ass off, and he killing for one of my fantasy teams. Okay, all right. In 5 weeks, you've played 4 teams. Only one of them has a winning record. What? The Vikings didn't get their first win until week 4, which was 2 weeks ago. They have a great team, but in no way are they a great team in the record books. The Jags, they're trash. The Broncos, a much better team plagued by injury. I mean, what are we talking about here? Like, we're not going to act like we didn't play the Steelers. We're not going to act like we didn't play Baltimore. And we're not going to act like we didn't play the Super Bowl champions week 1 right out of the gate. And the Vikings, who are a tough team, but by no stretch of the imagination are they a winning football team right now. I mean, for Tennessee to enjoy the success. I'm not saying Tennessee Titans fans shouldn't be enjoying the success that they have right now because they're in a position right now that we're not in. But don't worry. We're going to work our way up to y'all Rebels because y'all got the Chiefs coming up. Y'all got the Ravens coming up. Y'all got the Steelers coming up. All of the teams we lost to, y'all not guaranteed to beat. I understand y'all play pretty well against the Ravens in the playoffs, but during the regular season, how will that be? Now, y'all gonna have a fully maxed out Chiefs team to play up against because the last time y'all played the Chiefs, you lost. I understand during the season, y'all won against the Chiefs, which I accredit you for, and I said that you would win that football game because the Tennessee Titans have a spectacular record against Andy Reid, which I'm well aware of because I watch football. But under no circumstances am I willing to say that that success is going to continue because, let's be real, you do not have the secondary to contend with their weapons. And depending on how they get Le'Veon Bell involved in the game plan to go along with what Clyde Hilaire-Edwards in the game plan, that's going to be too much for you. You think it's too much when y'all play us. It's definitely going to be too much when you play them. Y'all got a hard-ass schedule coming up during the middle of the season. You can start off good all you want, but it ain't how you start, it's how you finish. We're going to see what type of team the Tennessee Titans is in December when it counts. I doubt we'll be sitting. I doubt because now that OB is not in the picture, I doubt we're in the positions, especially if the division is on the line and we have a way to either get in or we end up taking over the division before y'all can even get to 17 and knock you out due to playoff hopes. You better hope we don't win this football game because it is this football game against a 1-4 team. If you lose against a 1-4 team after they just got rid of their head coach, what does that say about the Tennessee Titans? You see, because the Texans can afford to lose this game. Nobody's gonna say anything if the Tennessee Titans beat this team because they're supposed to beat us. But if the Tennessee Titans lose in Tennessee against the Houston Texans, against a 1-4 football team, it's over for you. It is over if that ends up happening because when week 17 is on the line, it is no way they are willing to back off and not fucking. I'm telling you, man. Y'all just got y'all first win against Houston because we sat starters, and since 2012, it took you 9 years to beat the Houston Texans in their house. And you only did that because A.J. McCarron was the quarterback and we played nobody on offense who mattered and nobody on defense who mattered. No one took that game seriously. If we take these games seriously, and it ain't even taking the game seriously. As long as we have certain guys on the field at certain key positions, you guys gonna lose. Point blank, period. You're going to lose. I'm talking about just the Tennessee Titans. I ain't talking about nobody else. Our history against you over the last 10 years has proven everything I've said. Y'all not a team, and when you look at the games you do win against us, y'all don't win by a huge margin. You win by a huge margin when it doesn't even matter. Like the last game y'all played against us. Oh, what? And then, what, 2017, Derrick Henry can get 125 yards, 75 of which came after Tom Savage throws a duck on third down. You throw a sweep play, like a halfback flip play to the left side, and nobody's guarding the edge because they're not protecting the run. And then Derrick Henry can somehow have 125 yards. But before that run, he was getting his ass shut down against scrubs, against a team that only had Jadeveon Clowney on the field, and somehow, some way, y'all raw? Y'all not raw, bro. Get them likes up, please. If you haven't hit the like button, go ahead and hit that like button, because I'm talking shit, bro. So what? So what? A.J. Brown had 1,000 yards. Nigga, that's the first 1,000-yard receiver they've had since when? Answer that question. Before A.J. Brown, when's the last time y'all had a 1K, 1,000-yard receiver? And nigga, it was just 1,000 yards. Y'all act like the nigga had 1,500 yards or something. He wasn't DeAndre Hopkins. That's saying a whole lot for a team that ain't never had no elite receivers, with the exception of Randy Moss, Andre Johnson, and they didn't contribute nothing to your team when it mattered. I mean, what are you talking about? Like, you talking about the Titans receivers like they raw or something. The Tennessee Titans receivers ain't raw. A.J. Brown is good. But against the Houston Texans, outside of one game last year, he only had one good game against us, and that was the first game. The second game, he didn't do much. Jonnu Smith, however, is the best receiving option y'all have against the Houston Texans. If we want to be real about it, he's a guy we got to worry about because he's far too athletic. He gets sneaky, and he's able to break away when you least expect it. So that's a coaching decision that we may or may not have to worry about, and they may end up taking in consideration everything I just said because they know the players they already know they got to commit to stopping Derrick Henry. They already know this. Stop Derrick Henry and let's watch Ryan Tannehill and what he really can do. Since y'all gave him an extension, I'm glad y'all gave him because y'all gonna regret that. Now, he better than Ryan Tannehill. I will say that. He's way better than, Ryan Tannehill is way better than that other guy y'all that we've been talking trash. What was his Marcus Mediocre? Yeah, that guy. He was trash, and we had been telling y'all he was trash. But sports fan MJ pumping him up every single year, sucking him off with both hands. It makes no sense, bro. H-Train, what's good? And the facts, Deshaun torched the Titans as a rookie. Bro, go look at the scores. 57. Bro, just do the average. Somebody pull your calculator out, and we're gonna go ahead and every single game that we've won against I need somebody to average out just the 3 games, these 3 specific games. Because I understand he had 17 points against him, and even in a loss, so they only won by 3 points. But this is what I want somebody to do. Oh, Astros 6-1, hell yeah! But somebody let me know when they're ready for the in the chat and pull out your calculator because I can't do it right now. I just want to prove a point because I know these scores right off the top of my head. Somebody pull your calculator out and somebody let me know when you're ready. Somebody just let me know when you're ready. Because I just want to put something to rest real quick. You ready? Super guard. Okay, 57 plus 34 plus 24. Add that up and then divide that by 3. And put it in the chat what the average is per points. When you're done with that, divide that up. Drop the number in the chat for everybody to see. This man is averaging 38 points a game in wins against the Tennessee Titans. 38 points. How are you going to deal with that? How are you gonna deal with that? It is nobody on your football team. Adoree Jackson been getting burned by fucking. I want Adoree Jackson to play this game. If Adoree Jackson plays this football game and he has to guard Brandon Cooks or Fuller, but I want Fuller on him. If Fuller has to go against Adoree Jackson again, he been burning this nigga for 80-yard touchdowns right off the rip. Asian Sensation, what's good, bro? Welcome to the stream. Welcome to the stream. Everybody, welcome to the stream. If you hit that like button for me. When your quarterback in wins is averaging 38 points a game, we don't have anything to talk about. Your corners cannot keep up with these receivers. It's bro. On average, do you know what our average time speed is for the receivers that we have right now? It's a 4.4 across the board. If you add up everybody who is catching the ball for the Houston Texans, the average speed is going to be a 4.4 speed. Outside of Adoree Jackson, who runs a 4.3, he can't keep up with Cooks or Fuller. Bracket coverage, any of these guys if you want. You only gonna free Deshaun Watson up, and if y'all play man, Deshaun Watson is gonna carve you up if he gets outside the pocket. The only person I'm even worried about on defense is Jadeveon Clowney. That is it. Adoree on IR. You niggas are cooked. And I wanted him on the field. You niggas are done. You're done. If you are expecting Malcolm Butler to be what he was last week against the Houston Texans this week, nigga, go back to the mountain you come from, pull out that blue bag of meth, and smoke your brains out. Honcho, what's good, bro? Honcho, what's good? Just go ahead and sign off for everybody. Because if y'all actually believe that this team is going to be able to keep up in underneath coverage, they're going to be able to play over top, it's not happening, bro. We've been burning y'all deep for I don't know how many years. It's one team I love playing against, especially when it comes to the receiver corner rate. I love our receivers playing up against the Titans. No matter what, it's going to be somebody on this football team this year. And how funny would it be? Because I've already called y'all out. Bro, 2 years in a row, we picked up a receiver, and a receiver that we picked up 2 years back-to-back averaged 2 touchdowns against you in some game. This year is not different, bro. This year is not different at all. It's not different at all. You haven't played anybody. If y'all had played, of the 4 games that y'all played, if y'all would have played 3 hard games and then you would have pulled these games out, I would be giving you all the credit and award. And I say we get smashed in this football game because that's who I am. You niggas have played nobody but the Bills, who are what, 3-1, 4-1 now. Y'all ain't played nobody. And Josh Allen can have the type of game that he just had against you. I understand he on fire right now, but we're not going to act like Josh Allen don't have these type of games. He's known for these type of games. It is no situation where you come out of this football game with a win unless we are totally unprepared. You know what unprepared is for us when we play against y'all? This is unprepared. On 4th down, y'all decide to throw a touchdown with Kevin Byard. You know, on a punt return. A fake punt return. That's how y'all win games against us. Like, literally, that's how y'all win games against us. And if y'all not winning games that way, you're winning games when we not playing our starters. Name the last time when the game mattered, both games mattered, that y'all beat us in a healthy football game. 2012. That's the last time y'all done that. You literally have not done it since 2012. Black Vegeta, what's up? And that's the last time y'all beat the Texans in Houston before this past season. No, 12, we didn't sweep them. We didn't sweep them in 12. They actually beat us one time. Was that 11 or 12? It's one of them 2 years. I know it's one of them 2 years. I could be wrong. It's one of them 2 years. That's the last time they beat Houston in Houston. These niggas got problems when they go to Houston. It's been that way for 9 years. Since J.J. Watt been in the league, yeah, winning in Houston is a big deal. Like, that's a big deal. That's a huge deal for y'all. It ain't nothing for us to win in Tennessee. We've been doing that. Texans getting waxed? Okay. We'll see. We'll see, Jared. We'll see. We'll see. I'm not doing no score predictions and all that today, because I'm going to go live again before the game, and I'm going to be on the sauce with Honcho, and I'm going to be talking major shit. Honcho, go ahead and reach out to Shaolin, because you already know what we got to have. We got to get him on the show on Sunday. So if you're still in here, you already know what it is. Luke Durrett. Yeah, and Cunningham been eating up against Henry for since he been in the league. He been eating against him. Now you got somebody faster in Terrell Adams instead of Bernard McKinney, who's able to run about the same speed than Zach Cunningham. I understand our front is kind of trash, but J.J. Watt don't have problems against y'all. Justin Reed has played very well against y'all. Zach Cunningham plays well against y'all. And Whitney Merciless plays damn good against y'all. Whitney Merciless has not been the same player for some time now. But it is one team that he always performs against. And the Tennessee Titans are not a team that is going to be thrown to the wayside. I understand y'all have decent protection. I understand y'all on a roll right now. But I also understand, and I already said that Jonnu Smith is going to give us some problems. So you saying that, I mean, I already said, maybe you just joined the stream. I already gave Jonnu Smith his due. But Jonnu Smith is one man. Outside of Jonnu Smith, Henry, and A.J. Brown, y'all ain't got nobody else that we need to be worried about. Corey Davis, that nigga sucks. Y'all third option sucks. Your fourth option sucks. But y'all ain't got nobody behind Jonnu Smith who matters. And Ryan Tannehill has not played good against the Houston Texans, whether he was with the Miami Dolphins or in a Tennessee Titans uniform when our starters are in the game. I don't think, bro, I wouldn't bank on it. I don't think Garyon Conley going to play this game. I doubt it, but it ain't going to matter. We don't need Garyon Conley when it comes to the Tennessee Titans. We don't. We do not need Garyon Conley for this football game. This is a game he can rest easy. I understand Hargrave's liability. Phillip Gaines, liability. I get it. I get it. I want Garyon Conley to play this game. Don't get me wrong. I'm not saying I don't want this. But in no way, shape, or form is he needed when it comes to the receiving options of the Tennessee Titans. They are not built that way. They have never had no track stars. They have never had nobody who really matters in this league until they got A.J. Brown last year. This is the first legitimate receiver y'all have had since, what? He's better than Kendall Hunter was. He's better than what? DGB. Like, he's better than anybody. What? Nigga, y'all haven't had nobody raw since Tyrone Calico, Nate Washington, Derrick, like, get out of here. Like, y'all nigga, perennially, y'all are losers at wide receiver. Y'all don't know how to draft wide receivers. You damn sure don't know how to develop them. And y'all don't know how to pick a receiver to save your life. You actually won on fucking AJ Brown because nobody else drafted him and they gifted him to you. He fell in your lap. He literally fell in your lap. How hard was it to make that case? It's not like you moved up and got him. He fell in your lap. He ain't having a good season right now. Neither is Corey Davis. Jonnu Smith, however, is having a decent team. He's having a decent games. But who's talking about AJ Brown right now? Y'all not even talking about him. You know who y'all are talking about? Derrick Henry ain't even having the best season. Derrick Henry ain't really done much outside of being in the red zone where he's on the goal line. That's the only way he's even really been effective. If we're talking going from goal to goal situations, and even though he stiff-armed the fuck out of Josh Norman, the nigga still got held up under 75 yards. So what are y'all talking about? Y'all acting like Derrick Henry running all over niggas, like he was running last year when he won the rushing title. He ain't rushing nowhere near that. But somehow, some way, nigga, y'all extra raw with cheese. Get the fuck out of here. Get the fuck out of here. Like, they are not. Derrick Henry is not doing all of that, bro. AJ Brown statistically is the number one receiver this year. Nigga, he better be the number one receiver because if anybody's playing over him, that's a problem. Nigga, how hard is that to be a number one receiver on the Tennessee Titans? You niggas suck. What? What the fuck? Like, it's only two teams in this division who know how to draft receivers. That's the Colts and the Texans. Nobody gives a shit about no wide receiver from the Tennessee Titans. You got to think real hard about a productive Tennessee Titan receiver. The only reason why I even know about any Tennessee Titans is because I'm playing mud right now. Tyrone Calico. Niggas had to dream this nigga up and put him in a football game in order for him to even be relevant. You have no relevant receivers in your history. Randy Moss and Andre Johnson played for you. They didn't do anything. So on namesake, those two Hall of Famers who've done nothing for you, did everything for other franchises. Look up the stats. Nigga, you can put the stats in here. You know that, right? Nigga, AJ Brown ain't doing nothing. He's not a top receiver in the league right now. I don't care. What are you talking about? What are you talking about? You're just talking just to be talking. AJ Brown ain't doing shit. He ain't doing shit in fantasy. He ain't doing... Yeah, so what? He's a number one receiver. He better be. After the abysmal receivers y'all have had, he better be. Jeffrey Simmons? Man, get the fuck out of here. Jeffrey Simmons, get out of here, bro. Jeffrey Simmons ain't raw, bro. He is not raw. Jeffrey Simmons ain't raw. The nigga had a tip pass against us last year, and niggas acting like Jeffrey Simmons is raw. Get out of here. Y'all, bro, get out of here, bro. Just stop it, bro. I know the Houston Texans ain't great on defense. I have not gassed them up at all since we've been doing this video. You are not going to sit up here and gas up anybody on y'all defense. Y'all do it collectively, and there is no standout on defense with the exception of Jadeveon Clowney because of the havoc he wreaks on the field. We know because we had him first. Yeah, I understand. You're going to have Texans fans who going to say, yeah, he got 7 tackles in the pass deflection. So the fuck what? The nigga is still making it easy for everybody else around him to make plays. But one thing you don't understand, y'all have not played a quarterback to the level of fucking Deshaun Watson yet. And when you do see him, you niggas lose. When Deshaun Watson is on the field, you niggas lose games. 75% of the games in the 4 games that he has played, he is 75% against you. Why is that going to change now? Give me the answer, sir. 4 games, his win percentage is 75%. A quarter. This is what y'all have. I'll take this much over this much any day. What are we talking about? Deshaun Watson right now is what, number 6 in passing yards? How y'all gonna stop that? And he's played against legitimate defenses and was still putting up yards. Who have y'all played? At least he got an excuse, especially with the coach that he had. He has an excuse. You don't. This nigga playing against top defenses right off the bat, and somehow, some way, Ryan Tannehill is raw. Derrick Henry ain't played nobody, and the nigga ain't got 100 yards in a game yet. What does that say about Derrick Henry? He played the Jaguars, should have ran all over them, but he didn't. He didn't even have 100 yards against the Bills. They ain't played spectacular this year, but they're a good defense. Y'all played Denver. They don't have Von Miller. They missing a couple other people on defense. He ain't got 100 yards against them. And who else y'all say he played? The Vikings? I know goddamn well y'all didn't run over the Vikings. I know that for a fact. Derrick Henry ain't getting no touchdowns unless he on the one. How hard is that to do when you 250 pounds, 6'3", and all you got to do is lean over? I'm willing to give the line, the way they've been protecting, yeah, that's been cool. But divisional games get ugly. And let's just be frank, in the division, it don't matter who y'all play. Y'all are not good in the division. You're not. What? The only team y'all can even truly beat up on is the Jags, and they've been the worst team in the division for how long? The Colts. Y'all got Colts problems. Y'all were 0-11 against Andrew Luck as a starter. Like, against legitimate quarterbacks in the AFC South, against the Houston Texans starting quarterback Deshaun Watson, you're already 3-1 against. He's already 3-1 against you. What are we talking about here? What are we talking about? You don't have any real point. You can't say anything other than what I just said, because what you would be saying is an opinion, and all I'm speaking right now is a fact. It's a fact of life. You niggas do not win when Deshaun Watson and skilled players who perennially run over you are in the game. You do not win. You do not win. You don't. Not against us, you don't. I don't care what you do to anybody else. You don't win against us. Especially when it matters. And when we want it to matter, we bulldoze you. Outside of last year in Tennessee, every other game we beat you, with the exception of when Brock Osweiler was in here, is the only other time we did not beat you by double-digit touchdowns. Or double-digit points. Let me just phrase it that way. It's been 10-plus points we've beat you besides the 2 games that we've won over the last few years. Name any other game, we've blown you out. This is how bad y'all are. Like, and I understand y'all had some bad teams over the years. Y'all had some bad quarterback play. But you dudes are nothing to us when it matters. Y'all were only good against us when y'all had Vince Young and when we first, it was our first 10 years in the league. Ever since J.J. Watt has come into the mix, y'all have not been a problem. Ever since DeAndre Hopkins came in the league, y'all have not been a problem. Ever since Will Fuller has been on this roster, y'all have not been a problem. You're just not. You're not a problem for us. Look at your divisional record. Y'all are not good in the division. You don't know how to play in the division. I don't know. Y'all like, I don't even know what team to equate y'all to, but it's just one of these things. Like, y'all can beat up on a team like the Packers, but then you can come to the division and get beat by the Texans or the Colts. Or hell, you can lose to the Jaguars because for like 8 straight years, with the exception of what I want to say last year and maybe the year before that, it was 8 straight years where the Jags, y'all split games with the Jags. Go look that up. I already know this because I've already looked at the divisional records. If we make it count, y'all won't win. What? In the history of playing against you, for us to have already caught back up with you, I think the Titans are only up on us by what? In the total career record that we've played against the Titans, I think y'all only up on us what, about like 2-3 games now? And you wouldn't even be, and y'all wouldn't even be that if we decided to take Week 17 serious. We already cemented our spot. It means nothing to beat you and go into a game beat up in the playoffs when y'all can barely even make the playoffs. Y'all always in the wild card hunt. You're never the leader in the race. You always start off hot. You always tail off in the October and November. You sort of pick it back up in December. And with the luck of the draw, whenever the Houston Texans in Week 17, because we've been playing y'all Week 17, the last, 3 years? So when that's the case, how can you sit here and say each and every time you've made it in the playoffs, it's always been due to the Houston Texans taking it easy on you? I see it's real stagnant. I see it's real crickety. You know what I'm saying? But it's a reason you don't have any answers. Houston Texans gonna win this game, man. They're gonna win it. I'm not. It ain't gonna surprise me if we win by double-digit touchdown. It's not gonna surprise me at all. How we play the division. Say what you will about the Houston Texans. The Houston Texans ain't got no problem ever winning in the division. This is the divisional game. Division ain't hard for us. Hasn't been in a long time. The only team who was ever a problem for us were Peyton Manning and Andrew Luck-led Colts teams. That ain't the case now. Good luck with y'all though, because when we look at y'all divisional records, y'all either be lucky to be 4-2, or on average you're gonna be 3-3. On average. Don't make no sense to me, man. But somehow, some way, y'all do something to make yourselves feel for the. I mean, stop going to the bathroom and cutting yourself. I mean, we want you here, bro. We want you to be able to witness the failures that you exhibit on a year-in, year-out basis. We don't have nothing holding us back no more. We're a different team now that we didn't let that bum go. And now that we really able to go ahead and put the pedal to the middle, we'll see y'all on Sunday. But that's the stream, man. I appreciate everybody who came through. Hopefully when y'all rewatch this video, send this video to your partner so y'all can get real crunk. You know what I'm saying? And let them be known. Nigga, the Titans ain't nobody for y'all to be worrying about. The Titans, the Tennessee Titans, anybody thinking that this game gonna be close, anybody thinking this game, nigga, just send them this video, nigga, and let them get some clarity as to how the situation is really played out. And they gonna be like, nigga, fuck the Meth Mountain Maniacs. These niggas is not good. They ain't beat nobody. They ain't played no top defenses. They ain't beat no legitimate quarterback. The best quarterback they done played against is Josh Allen. What is that saying? Kirk Cousins? That nigga sucks. Gardner Minshew? How do you lose to a nigga with a mustache like that? His last name's Minshew. Minshew, though? Nigga, come on, bro. Minshew. The Rob and Ian Show. What's good, bro? Welcome to the stream. Y'all make sure y'all hit that like button. Michael Chilton, what up? Well, man, I'm finna get ready to bring this video to a close. I done talked to no shit. I done been on here pretty long, man. It was good chopping it up with y'all. I'm ready to get back into the I'm ready to go ahead and get back into the swing of things. I know I've been on for a long time. If y'all want to donate, y'all can hit my Cash App. I already got everything in the link. I got a Patreon. If you guys want to do a super chat, y'all can get in that. I'm not sure if it's showing up. If it's not, I'll find some kind of way to get it up on the screen so you guys can donate to the channel, because we got some major moves that we got coming along. But fuck the Tennessee Titans. We're gonna eat. They're gonna be eating our motherfucking. They're gonna be licking our motherfucking chops after this game, and they're gonna be looking at themselves totally wrong, because now they got to play a legitimate quarterback who's already number 6 in the league when it comes to passing. That ain't gonna change. We're already 75% against him when he's on the field. It ain't nothing that the Tennessee Titans can do about it, even with Jadeveon Clowney on the field. So welcome to Third Coast Sports TV. I'm your host, Wink. Talk sports, love sports, enjoy sports. And we're going to bring the glove out on Friday. I'm going to find the Freddy Krueger glove, and nigga, and it's going to be Nightmare on Elm Street real quick. That's going to be reserved for y'all this year, not the Jaguars, because the Jaguars are no longer an option. But you are. And nigga, we're going to invade you niggas' dreams. Make sure y'all show up on Elm Street.